the doctor told us, kind of we had this final big, it'll never happen sort of moment.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that God must hate me.
It's Channel Mom with Jenny Dean Schmidt. We're here for you.
I remember at one point thinking, I can never have a friendship with a woman again. Because every woman's only, having babies that's the thing. And if I don't have that in common with people, then there's no place for me, and there's no conversation that's safe. And for a long time, it felt like every single conversation with another woman eventually, especially with groups of women, eventually gets around to labor, breastfeeding, pregnancy, and that's not even including child rearing, which I can participate in the child rearing and, oh, isn't it crazy being a mom, those toddlers. I could get there, but all the other stuff, I just felt like I can't. It was hard. I hope this isn't too dark, but it's real. I mean, I remember at times thinking, I live in Michigan, looking out into the cold, desolate landscape and thinking, this is too hard. I can't go through the rest of my life this way. I wish I could just walk out there and lay down in the snow and just go to sleep, and it'd just be over.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like there was any way to get through it and past it. And by the Lord's grace, I would like to say that I think for the most part I have, that He has gotten me through that. And so I would want to encourage someone who maybe would feel that way right now, that it is possible to walk through that and to have joy on the other side of that.
Yeah.
But I also remember feeling like when, we kind of went through this process, a couple years where hope, and then our hope was crushed, and we'd get excited, and we'd, I would be late for my period, and I'd think, oh, this is it, or we would try something new, or we're going to meet with a new doctor. And then kind of this final moment where the doctor told us, kind of we had this final big, it'll never happen sort of moment.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that God must hate me if God would allow this. And I do believe in a sovereign God who chooses and plans our paths, that this wasn't an accident. His hands aren't tied. He's not up there wringing his hands going, oh, shoot, I really wanted this for you too. Dang it, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
What do we do? But that God, in His sovereignty, that He does plan hard things into our life for His good purposes, and we don't, many times we have no idea what that good purpose is. It just feels like, wow, I'm just living in crap, and there's nothing good that's going to come out of it. But so I remember thinking, well, if that's the case, if God has chosen this path for me, then He must hate me. And in fact, there is a lot of stuff in the Bible about, I will bless you with children, and your seed will, multiply, and the promised children. And I thought, He must hate me so much that He wants to, wipe me off the face of the earth. That must be His plan for me.
Wow,
and how can I live with this God? How can I worship this God? And I don't even know if I have an exact answer of how I came through that, except, well, no, I do. Because God showed His love to me in this, that while I was yet a sinner, Christ died for me.